Hello and welcome to GT Sports Mates. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if it's not your first time here, then welcome back. It's nice to see you all again. Okay, so we're going to be doing the daily races again. Now, last time we did a one-make race, and there's another one-make race there, and we did enjoy it, so I think we're going to go and do the one-make race. Absolutely, why not? It's at Monza, and it's going to be in the Renault Clio, which I haven't actually driven at all, to be honest. Now, I did get a qualifying lap in, one lap, should I say, and I managed to somehow come into P5 on the starting line. So something went right. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be at the bottom, but miraculously, I got a 2:21, as you can see there, and that was good enough for 5th place. So we're going to see what we can do in the Renault Clio V6. Now we're starting in 5th here, and I don't think we're going to have the best race, as you will see right now. And there we go, straight into the guy in 2nd place. I don't know what he either wasn't playing or he fell asleep. I don't know, but that is going to see us drop from 5th to 10th on the starting line. Not a good start at all for us here at Monza. Now coming up to the very, very difficult 1st and 2nd turn, which is a chicane, just going through somebody who ghosted there, and all hell breaks loose at this chicane every single race on the 1st lap. So luckily went through there, no penalties given to us, and we managed to actually climb up a couple of positions, so not too bad. We're up into 7th now. The Spaniards in front, not quite sure what they're doing. I mean, it looks like they're more interested in playing tag than actually racing, and one of them's already got a penalty, so he's going to have to be very careful there. But them messing around is actually going to work out for us, because we're going to close that gap down. I'm going to see if we can get a decent exit through this chicane. I'm just about going through another car, and the Brit going right across the corner there. Will he get a penalty for that? I don't know, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't get one. I don't think he's going to get one actually either. Now going around the first Lesmo way, and it's very tight, and myself and the Brit there are giving each other plenty of room, not running each other off, and that was actually really good racing. I actually thought he did well, but he's going to come for a massive lunge down. He's not going to want to do it again, and he's almost going to send me off. So a bit aggressive. I thought he was going to give me a bit more room like he did in the first Lesmo there, but coming through the second one, no, he just decided he was going to come down no matter what. So we're back up into 7th now, behind the Brit in 6th, with, it's only a 3-lap race. We've got 3 laps to see what we can do. Now braking hard here to turn in as early as we can. We really want to get the grip free as the Brit goes flying off. And we're going to go down the inside of the Spaniard, who's also having a bit of a nightmare there. And it looks like we're going to do a decent job through the 3rd chicane. And I know, honestly, it's basically a chicane though. It's so quick. 3 of them on one track. It's insane, really. But that's the track, and it's not too bad. I'll admit, this car on this track surprisingly does feel pretty good. But we've only done 1 lap, and as you can see, the last bend here, turn 11, I'm all over the place. I have no idea where to be for this car on this track, so I need to work that out fairly quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to lose positions in that corner. I can guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it. So coming down now past the start-finish line to start the 2nd lap, and we are back into 5th. So we're back where we started at the beginning. Let's see if we can do any more than 5th in this race. We've only got 2 more laps to go. We're going to come down here now flat out, braking hard just after the cones, and going into the first corner, which I'm just going to take a little bit too much speed in, and that wasn't very, very good at all. But I do get through it, and there's no penalty, so I'm okay with that. You know, you don't want to get a penalty. A bit untidy, but no penalty, so I'll take it. I'll take that. Coming around the long right-hander now up towards the 2nd chicane, turns 4 and 5, and you can see ahead, 4th and 3rd, they are quite close. They are going to be battling a little bit, which is good for us, because that's going to slow them down a little bit, as we're going to be braking very, very late, not early enough whatsoever. Look at that, completely made a mess of that. I have no idea what was going on there. Well, I do. It's called poor driving. That's what's going on there. But that's going to open up the room for the Spaniard there to come round, as I'm going to give him as much room as possible, because I saw what they were doing at the beginning, and I didn't want to get involved in the tag game. Okay, braking hand now, going to go straight across the corner, which is absolutely fine as long as you don't go too much onto the grass, or you will get a penalty. But if you can take as much speed through that as you possibly can, because this is a long straight, and if you don't, then you will lose time coming down here. It's such a long straight, especially in these cars. They're not built for speed, these cars. As you can see, they're not very fast. So this straight just feels very, very long. So braking hard now, trying to close the gap between myself and fifth there. And again, looking just ahead a little bit more. Third and fourth, still battling it out, which is good for us. Like I said, they're battling. Gonna slow them down. Let's see if we can capitalize on that as we're gonna come down yet another straight. It's just, honestly, this track is just straight chicane, straight chicane, straight chicane, with a couple of little turns thrown in as well. So many straights. Right, going around the last corner now, and we've learned a little bit better from the first lap how to get around there. Still not perfect, but look how much more speed we carried through it, and look at the gap. It's now closed down quite a lot to fifth. And he's also closing down to the guys up front. So if I can keep in this slipstream, which it's going to be tough down here. They did get a decent last corner there. But if I can keep in this slipstream, I might be able to make something happen coming down towards the first chicanes. Here we go. Braking very hard. Don't want to hit the Spaniard on the right. I'm just about going to the left here, and I might just about get a pass here. As you can see, the guy in blue just going off track there. He's going to slow him down. He might get a penalty for that, but I don't think he will, as I'm going to go up the inside and take that position. So we're back up into fifth. Fifth is where we are going to be. I'm telling you, this is just not one of them races. But fourth and third, right there. And the Spaniard, again, I don't know what he's doing. He's all over the place. And that's going to slow him down. I'm going to look at making a move on the inside, coming up into the chicane now. And I just need to basically outbrake him, which I'm going to brake very hard, just slightly later. Get it turned in across the chicane, across the apex, across the second apex. Getting a decent run, but look in the mirror, that Spaniard, he did so well through there. He's got more speed coming through here, so I'm going to have to give him a little bit of room, but I don't want to give him too much room. And he's got a penalty. That's great news for us. We're going to get that that place back. As long as we don't get a penalty, I'm going to brake earlier than him. I don't want to go into the back of him. Get myself a penalty, because that would just absolutely destroy me at this point. But there we go, going around the corner. He's going to serve that penalty now, and that's going to let us move up into fourth place. I think, will we get the move done? We're just coming down the inside. Yes, we will get the move done, as we're going to go down long straight. And that, you'll see now, look in the mirror, he's just falling off because of the speed difference now. That's how much speed and time you can lose by taking a penalty further. Here we go again through the last. It's basically chicane. I did call it a chicane, but I don't know if it is. But basically, I like it as a chicane. It's, you know, very tight, very quick. So I'll go with that. Coming down the last sector now. This is sector 3. I don't think we're going to be able to catch the guys up ahead unless something drastically goes wrong for them in the final corner, turn 11. I'm going to brake very hard. I'm going to turn in using a little bit of the brakes, but again, absolutely nowhere near where I need to be. I need to figure out that corner, because you saw then in the mirror the Spaniard getting very close. Luckily, I managed to just get a little bit more grip than him and speed up out of the corner. But that corner could really put you in trouble. So there we go. That's the first race done. We've gone up 1 position. Not great. I mean, we did drop 5 positions straight away. So realistically, we've climbed 6 positions. So not too bad. But, you know, we're going to do it again. And here we are now. You're joining me at the end of my qualifying lap. Actually got a couple of laps in this time. Not too bad. Still not comfortable with that last corner. I need to figure that out. There's so much time being lost there. But you can see it looks like I'm going to go across and set a new PB. Yes, I am. Only just, but there you go, 220.6. Now, where will that see us? It sees us up in 3rd. Okay, so we've climbed a couple of positions from 5th to 3rd, which means hopefully we'll get a better start. There's only 1 car ahead of us, and if he doesn't move, I don't know what I'm going to do. But it looks like all's good as he sets off fairly well. And so far, this track, this race even, better than the first one, because I haven't crashed on the start line. Okay, so coming down now towards the first chicane, braking, and I look at it, so poor. I don't know what happened there. Do you know when they say don't check your mobile when you're driving? That's exactly what I did there. My flow went off, I picked it up thinking I've got plenty of time on the straight, and it turns out I really did not. So getting slapped with a 3-second penalty there, and I'll hold my hands up, absolutely deserved. Absolutely deserved. I might have ruined the guy in pole's race, but luckily I've not. He's still up there. But yeah, we're now all the way down in 11th with a 3-second penalty at Monza, which means basically, unless something drastic happens ahead, this is where I'm going to be finishing, in 11th. Now coming down to the second chicane, and it does look like I've caught up a little bit, and there is a penalty there for the guy in 9th. Now he's only got a 1-second penalty, I've got a 3-second penalty, so if I can get past him, that will help me a little bit, but nowhere near enough. So I'm going to go down the right hand side, I'm going to go through here, 3 wide almost through that corner, 3 wide, that's insane, and none of us getting a penalty there. I thought that was fantastic. But I really need to nail this now, get around and get onto this straight, because this 3-second penalty is going to absolutely cripple me. So here we go, let's serve a 3-second penalty, which may as well be 3 years here at Monza, as we're currently in 9th, and there goes 9th place, so now up into 10th. Jumping ahead to the next lap, and you can see I'm up into 8th now. I did manage to catch up on the home straight and get moved on the first chicane. But this is where the action is now, and you can see everyone just going a little bit wide there on that corner, and there's another penalty here, so I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm going to sit back, I'm not going to go for a stupid dive bomb and get myself a penalty. There's another penalty up ahead, 4-second penalty, what on earth happened there? Now I can't, I'm going to have to go down the side of him. But I am going to get absolutely shunted off the track there. I don't know what to say. Back into 10th place. I mean, I know they have penalties, but that is going to absolutely kill me. Look at that. They've served the penalties and they got away. Okay, final lap now, and I've managed to climb up to 8th again. And look at these penalties. They're everywhere. I've not got one, luckily, and hopefully I'll be able to make something happen here, as I'm going to try and close the gap between 5th and 6th place. I mean, so far it's been up and down for me this race this time round, but oh my word, these penalties absolutely everywhere. As the German going airborne in the Clio, he's found a way of turning that into a spaceship. Fantastic, and he gets a 1.5-second penalty for, I'm going to assume, track limits. But does that count if you're not on the track? Does that count if you're flying? I'm not sure. But he gets a 1.5-second penalty. Which I just found hilarious. I'm sorry if you ever watch this video, I do apologise, but it was just so funny to watch. But look what he does here. I'm going to go around the inside. I actually get a decent exit through the corner. I'm looking to go down the right hand side of him, and look at this, he just turns in, turning, pushing me off the track. I just have to brake, let him go past, so I can go across the line, and I'm going to get the position he was in. So I'm going to finish in 5th. So I'm finishing in 5th again. I started in 3rd. I've actually gone worse technically this time around, but there was so much happening in that race. It just was not a good race whatsoever. One more time, come on, let's see what we can do. End of the qualifying lap again. We're looking like we might set another PB. There we go, 2:18.2. I'm feeling this car now on this track. Good enough for P1. I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. But we are in 1st place on the grid, so I can't crash into anyone at the beginning, and I can't crash into anyone at the first chicane because they're all behind me, which is great. Now we're going to be watching this one through the chase cam, as you can see, simply because when you're out in front, as I am at the minute, you want to be able to look around a bit, see the action that's going on. It's kind of hard to do that from inside the car, so I thought this camera would be a better way of doing it. Now, getting a good exit there on the 1st and 2nd turn, the first chicane, just opening up a little bit of a gap. I didn't expect that. I thought they would be right behind me up until this point. Now, I'm not taking anything for granted on this race. You saw what happened the second race. Everyone's going nuts. Penalties galore. So I'm not taking it for granted. I am ahead, but I will be taking precautions coming into these corners. I don't want to do anything stupid. Now, as we go through here, just go into, again, I just said I don't want to do anything stupid, and I do. Now, luckily, they also do make a little bit of a mess up there. They go onto the gravel, which will slow them down, and that just gives us that little bit of breathing room again. Going around the first leg way, nice and easy. I don't want to do anything stupid. I don't want to be running off the track. I'm going to up now. I'm going to cut this corner, which again, you're allowed to do. 2 wheels over there, that's absolutely fine. Taking as much speed as I can through. And the Spaniard in 2nd, he seems to be really trying to catch. And I think he's kind of trying a little bit too much, and he's just making a couple of errors, which is actually hindering him more than helping him, because he's just falling back ever so slightly every corner. Which is great for us. That's exactly what we want. You know, if we can get the bigger gap we can get, the better. So here we go. Through turns 8, 9 and 10. Doing a pretty good job, I thought, there. Not too bad. Could probably go through there a little bit quicker, but look at the gap there now. I have no idea how that gap got so big going down that straight. The only thing I can think of was penalties. If they had penalties, they had to slow down. That's the only thing I can think of that would make that gap so big. But I'm not gonna take it for granted. I'm not gonna take that gap for granted because that could very, very quickly close if I do anything stupid and get myself a stupid penalty. Now going around turn 11 there onto the home straight, not doing a bad job. It was better. I think we're getting better at that corner than we were on the first 2 races. And again, look at the gap. It's massive now. Absolutely massive, that gap. But again, I don't want to take that for granted. Absolutely not. I need to absolutely nail this first chicane, because you can go off at this chicane. It will reset you. It won't let you to just drive back onto the track. It will reset you. And I'm just about keeping it in, completely messing that up. I don't understand what's going on with me. I've got a really good gap. I'm doing a really good race, and I just keep messing up. But luckily, the gap's big enough. It's a little bit smaller now because of that, but luckily we're still in the lead, and there is still a gap. So going around the long right-hander now, this is like sector 1, still sector 1. This is actually the 3rd turn, coming into the 4th and 5th, which is the second chicane, setting the quickest time there for that sector, which you will do. You know, it's the second lap. You're obviously going to go quicker on your second lap. Looking back there now, and another car going airborne. I need to know how they're doing it. I want to go. That looks like fun. Then again, it gives you a penalty apparently. So no, actually, I don't want to be doing that. I want to keep to the track. I don't want to be getting a penalty for flying. Okay, now going through the second Lesmo. Yep, onto the long straight. Like I said, this straight feels so long in these cars. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm growing to like it. This car isn't actually all that bad. I kind of do like it, and it kind of feels nice on this track. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, braking hard now. We're going to see if we can get a really good exit here through these 3 corners. Doing well, going over the strips just as you're allowed and taking more speed, I think, than we did in the first lap, which is good. Where's the gap? There's the gap. Again, it's still really big, that gap. And I think it's because I am still pushing at this point. I'm not taking it easy. I decided not to do that. I've done that in the past and ended up really in danger coming home into the last few corners. So I've decided not to do that. Getting turn 11 there, though, I think probably the best I've got of that so far. That turn. Really hugging that apex, taking a lot more speed around it. And it looks like I'm going to go across in a fairly decent time, actually. Now, my qualifying was 2:18, so I'm still actually 2 seconds off my qualifying time. But, you know, 2:20, I'll take that all day. And you can see the gap there, still absolutely massive. So I'm happy at this point. But can we make an improvement on that? Let's find out now. We're going to do this chicane better, aren't we? Yes, we are. Come on. There we go. Right. Okay, we did it right. We didn't almost go off. We didn't stop too soon. That right there, I thought was very, very good. First and second corner. The chicane is so difficult. And I actually think I did a fairly good job though. Long right hand now, which is turn 3, coming up to the second chicane. I'm not quite sure what the story is going on behind us, but again, going purple into the second chicane. Now looking back there, you can see they're just so far back, and I'm doing a decent job there in the second chicane. And again, I think that's going to help me, because what we don't want is to be messing up even the slightest, because that will give them an advantage. And I don't want a penalty on the 3rd lap. Oh, if I got a penalty on the 3rd lap and they caught up, I would be fuming. But let's hope we don't do that. Coming through the second Lesmo now onto the long straight. But you know what? It's the 3rd lap. It's the final lap. I'm in the lead. There's a nice, comfortable distance. So I don't mind. This, you know, it takes a bit of time to get down here, but I don't mind. I'm enjoying this one. I'm actually enjoying this one now. Okay, looking for our braking zone there, which is around the 100 meter mark. Braking hard, turning in, and I actually found there the trick. Not that I did particularly well on that one. I think the second lap was probably better. But the trick there is to turn in early, and it actually gets the car to grip before you put the power on. And then you can put the power on, and it just holds it. And look at that gap. They're still all the way down there. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what came over me for this race, but everything just clicked. I mean, I think maybe the first 2 races, everything went wrong. So, no, by chances, it's got to go right at some point, and I think this was it. And there we go, getting the final corner for what I think absolutely spot on there, taking as much speed as I could round. And it looks like we might just about be able to set another time. Just about 2:18, so we're at our qualifying time, doing a bit of sideways action over the line for the fun of it. So we managed to get down to roughly our qualifying time, which is great. Right, so there we go, a victory, a pole and a fastest lap. 6 victories now. I'm enjoying these races. I'm going to keep doing them, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying watching them. So thank you for tuning in this week for the daily races. We hope to see you again soon, and from all of us here at GT Sports Mates, we'll see you next time.